and the character you build throughout your failures allow you to succeed in this industry.
Reputation matters a lot in anything you do in life. You got to do everything, no matter how little you think it is, 100%. To the best of your ability, because you never know where the opportunity is going to come from.
I don't know of a person other than people that maybe are like second generation business owners, and they still deal with their struggles, but in a different way, that hit it out of the park with their first idea.
That's the two main factors, like having a good system where people can come in and work, and then actually being able to get good people to work the system. It really builds your business. Like one really, really good team member can make your business 10x, and one really bad team member could really ruin you.
People, oh, that's a lot of sacrifice. But it's not a sacrifice. I enjoy it.
I like it.
When you love what you do for real, you literally don't care. Like it doesn't become a sacrifice.
I believe that the customer is very important, but your team is more important than your customers.
1,000%.
You want happy customers? Have a happy team and employees.
All right, we got Jose Castro in the house. Welcome to the Blueprint, my brother. How you doing today?
What's up, buddy? How are you, man?
Fantastic, dude. Thank you for coming. So, bro, it's been great catching up with you first and foremost. We got to catch up a little bit off camera. But before we even start, I start every podcast with the same question. Obviously, you're in the insurance space, and you're about to give us a lot of insight on how you built your business and what makes you so good at it. But I want people to actually stick around and listen to the podcast. So if you could summarize maybe like in a sentence or two, why should somebody watch this podcast? What qualifies you to be here today speaking about insurance specifically?
So man, before I got into insurance, I failed like at a lot of businesses. But this insurance game, like I was able to kill it really quick. And in less than 12 months, I was able to put my agency over $100,000 a month in residual business.
Fantastic.
Yeah. And that's just growing there.
And anybody who's in this space knows how hard that is. It is hard. No, I think I was giving you the kudos before, but I'll do it on camera. It's definitely not the norm, but I want to talk a little bit, and we'll get into that, about all the things you failed at, because I have a similar story. I didn't get there that quick. So you're like, it's crazy how people keep raising the bar on these things, because people thought it was crazy when I got to 100K. It took me probably like 2.5, 3 years to get there. And I'm like, yeah, but I've been failing and shit for years.
But you were also like younger too.
100%. I was but more so.
I got into this older, a little more like experience in business, so I think that kind of helped a little bit. You know what I'm saying?
I think and I think your knowledge. But I think what really helped you, I don't think it's an age thing, to be honest. I think it's more like all the failures you had. You might have had more failures than I did, which we're about to find out. But all right, 100K a month, residual income, health insurance, right?
Correct.
Mostly?
Yes, sir.
Fantastic.
We do a little bit of life, but mostly health.
All right. So before we get into the weeds of how you built that, tell me a little bit about what you were doing before. And kind of how you got to the insurance industry.
So where do you want me to start? Like at what point? Like when I first got out of college, basically, around there. So I had a full ride to go to UF, right? Okay. I always been into entrepreneurship.
Nice.
I left that full ride because I had a chance to start like an e-cig business.
Okay.
That was when I was like 19 years old. We did that for like 3 years. We built it to like 3 stores here in Miami. But honestly, man, it never really did like it was doing decent revenue, but the rents in those malls are extremely expensive, super high, like just like it was a high margin business, but super high overhead business.
Gotcha.
Right. So by like year 3, we're still really making money, like profit money. So when I just said I had to leave, the partners that I had said, if you leave, like we're going to close this up. So we ended up like selling it real quick just to get the money back for our investors. Left that. I got into sales for the first time in my life. I got into Carnival cruise sales.
Okay.
I didn't know how good I was at sales until I knew I was pretty good at sales from other stuff that I had done, but I got in there and just killed it. Like from day one, I fucking took off. I was rookie of the year there.
Nice.
First month there, I made like $8,000, which was the most I ever made in my life, right?
Crazy,
at that point. I was like on cloud 9. But I always knew I was going to leave. Like I always. I even went into my manager's office, like from like day like 5. He took me in. He thought I was going to kill it. He's like, look, I see you here, like becoming one of the top producers here in the office. I see you like this guy, like that guy. He was naming like all the guys that have been there for like 10, 20 years. And I was like, Mike, I'll tell you this, man. I'm going to kill it for you. I'm going to do everything I can, but I'm not here for more than 5 years. Like there is no way. Awesome. Yeah. So then I would take any extra money, to be honest with you, that I had there. And I would always try like side hustles there. Nothing really ever panned out. I even got scammed for like $30,000 trying to do like a little medical office with some lady that was promising me the world or whatever. And then COVID happened. So COVID happens and it kind of just made me rethink my life for a second. I was already going on to my 5th year. And to be honest, I was making more money every year there. That year, actually, in January, I had made the most money I ever made in my life in a month. I made like $42,000.
Nice. Wow.
Yeah.
Out of W-2 job?
Out of W-2. Yeah. It was really insane. So then, thank God COVID happened, to be honest with you, because I kind of had let my entrepreneurial spirit kind of die in a way because of the money I was making, right?
You got the drug.
Yeah. It was hard to like let go of all that money that I was making. I couldn't see it. So I was thinking, okay, let me do real estate. Let me do things that are a little more like on the W-2 side that I can still keep my job and kind of have it on the side, right? But then a lot of the top producers during COVID ended up wanting to leave Carnival and go for their sales jobs. And they told me about it as well. They're like, oh, look, let's go to this company. We'll make as much money. And I remember just sitting in my bed, just laying there for like hours, just thinking like, man, is this the right move for me? Like, is it the right move for me? And I just decided, you know what? No, this is like, I had about like $100,000 saved up, right? I decided, I was like, you know what? I'm going to take the chance again. Yeah. I'm going to do my entrepreneurial path again. Forget it. I don't know what I'm going to do yet, but I'm just going to tell my mom, let me move back into your house and just thug it out.
Nice. That's crazy.
Yeah, it was pretty crazy. And I wasn't even that young at the time, to be honest, to be taking such a risky move. And I had a son too. So
that's the crazy part.
Yeah. It's a little crazy. I was like 28 at the time. So then I do that. My cousin, who's my partner for life, I always done everything with him. He actually had followed me into Carnival too. So when I quit, he quit like a month after. And then we started trying a bunch of different businesses. I mean, we tried everything, bro. We tried a t-shirt printing business. We did a course. We tried to sell like a course on teaching people how to like make money translating like documents, right, from like different languages.
Did he ever make money translating documents?
No, we were faking it, to be honest with you. Like, yeah, it was a douchebag thing, to be honest. But it was just a way of like, you're just trying to make it at that point.
And you're learning these things online too. Like, these are things people are doing.
Yeah. You kind of trying to copy what's the hot thing that's going on there, right? Yeah. And I honestly thought, okay, no, we're actually, even though we haven't done it, like I know there's a way to make money here. 100%. I'm just gonna teach people how to do it, right? And so we tried that. We actually, the funny part is that even though we didn't have major success, we actually were able to get like sales. We learned how to market on Facebook and do Facebook ads because of that, right? So we'd always breaking even on these little like projects that we were trying out. We tried an OnlyFans agency. So we did we got models from like Colombia, and we were doing that. We even got a girl to like blow up. We had like some videos go up to like 5 million views. We had a girl go up to like 50,000 like followers and everything. And we thought we literally hit that one. We're like, okay, we hit it, man. We got it. And then we actually like try to monetize it, and you're not gonna believe it. Not one subscriber.
That's the way it works.
Yo, that hurts so much. It hurts so much because
how excited were you?
We really thought we had. I mean, we had views coming in. We had real followers. You didn't pay for any followers. So it was like, it was a gut punch when it didn't monetize. So we thought it was going to monetize. Yeah. It hurt a lot. And
I think, I mean, I could already tell how similar, Alex, is this to like my story. It's almost, so the cool stuff about interviewing business owners is that you'll be surprised. 95% of them have very similar stories. Yours is a little too similar, which is it's weird. But a lot of them is almost the same thing. I tried a bunch of stuff. I didn't want to work for anybody, and then I've never tried a business, and tell me if you agree with this, that I didn't think I was gonna succeed at. Like everything I've ever done, I was like, bro, this is it. Yeah, I have a perfect plan. There's no way I could fail.
Super excited.
If I only got, I used to say this all the time, Jose, and this is crazy because I would have lost somebody's money so quick. But yeah, bro, if I only got like a $50,000 check from somebody. That's what I used to think.
Really?
Bro, I would quadruple that shit for them in 6 months. Like, bro, I got so many ideas.
Okay.
And knowing what I know now, I would have burnt that shit in a fucking 100%. Week. In a week, you know? And I think a lot of people go through that. And if there's a lesson to be learned there is that you got to go through that stuff if you want to have a successful business. I don't know of a person other than people that maybe are like second generation business owners. Yeah. And they still deal with their struggles, but in a different way, that hit it out of the park with their first idea. I
think some that I've heard do it is more because they were in the industry for a long time. Maybe they were like an executive in the industry for a long time. So they learned the game
100%.
And then they had a lot of experience in that industry, and they just, took that experience and went directly into the same industry.
So yeah, I'll rephrase.
So that's a little bit different.
Paid the price.
Correct.
They paid the price in a different way. So yeah,
that's the only way.
It's a good point. Actually, I know I've heard people say that if you want to start a business, we probably heard the same guy say it, just work at something for so long, be so good at it, and then find the need and start it.
Yeah.
And I wanted to start a cell phone store, which would have been a horrible idea. I sold cell phones right out of high school till I got into insurance.
At
T-Mobile, I was like, I'm opening a dealer. I was like, in my mind, the only thing I was good at.
Yeah.
Cool. So then, how'd you come across insurance since after all your failed bit? And what time frame is this?
So this was 2000, like the end of 2020. Well, end of 2020, all the way till May of 2023.
Okay.
So I even had a concrete business in Colombia. That's the one I did the longest. I was like, I had like 12 employees over there. We did have like an investor. That one also, we also thought we were gonna hit out of the park. We were even exporting some like pots back to like the US. That didn't work out either. But whatever, long story short is I ended up going from like the money I had, sold my mom's house, and now I'm like $30,000 in debt with no money coming in.
So you're negative 130 basically.
Yeah. Through that time year. Yeah. It was tough. And like, honestly, like mentally, man, I was down. Like, you know, like mentally I was like, I would rethink every choice I made and be like, man, if I was still at Carnival making this much money, this, that, I would be here, you know, like, and now I was 31, 32. With a kid. Yeah. Funny enough, though, I always told myself, which is a little crazy, like, I don't care. I'm not going to give up. Even if I'm like 40 and I'm still having to go at it, like, I'm not going to give up on just because what was the alternative? Go back to a job and know that I failed inside and be miserable. Like, even if I was making 300K a year on a sales job, because I know I'm capable of doing it, I still wouldn't like satisfy me.
100%.
It would not satisfy me. I would literally feel like a failure, which sounds crazy to other people, but it's the truth internally for me.
Yeah, no, it's not crazy. I mean, I think it's crazy to people that don't think it's crazy. That think it's crazy, they will never do what you do, you know?
Well, me and you think that way, but I think 99% of people are like the safetiness of
which,
stuff.
you know, I've learned to understand now because I used to think people were stupid for thinking like that. And I'm like, if everybody thought like that, then I probably wouldn't have success.
Yeah.
So I'm actually kind of okay with it now.
Yeah, you wouldn't have anybody even working for you.
I actually envy them at times. I'll be like, you know, maybe I should not be so like psychotic.
They're more calm.
Yeah, so psychotic, and maybe I just want to make 10 grand a month and call it a day.
No.
So you got into insurance through health insurance, right? If I'm not mistaken.
Yeah. So basically, I knew I had to get a job. I knew I was like, you know what? I need to go. I need to do sales. Like again, like I knew that was my backup option. Let me just get sales again. I didn't want to go back to Carnival because I was like, I'm not really gonna go anywhere there, and I felt like a failure going back there. Yeah. So I saw like an Instagram post of like a person that I used to work at Carnival with me, that they made like some money that week at a company called Usha, right? I literally went, like I called them that same day. It was on Thursday. It was on Thursday. I called them in the morning. I showed up to the office at night. Then they told me to go to their Friday meeting on Friday at like at 2 p.m. I literally went home, started the course to be the 215 license. And by Sunday, I took the test.
Oh, you actually beat me at that too. I did my shit in 3.5 years.
Yeah, by Sunday I took the test, and I come in on Monday to the office. I'm like, I'm licensed, or I'm ready to get my license, whatever. I'm done. They were like, what?
How the fuck? Yeah.
Even my business partner now, Jeff, he literally like he was working. That's where I met him. He was like one of the leaders there, and he hadn't met me yet. But I guess they told him what I had done, and he comes up to me. He's like, "Are you a robot?" I'll never forget that.
I can picture him saying that too.
So that should crack me up a lot. So I did that. I did really well actually. Like the first like 2 weeks, I killed it. Like literally, they were like the team. They were having like meetings about me, like how good I was doing. Then it kind of fizzled out. To be honest with you, I did decent, but I wasn't killing as much. That office taught me a lot, so I'm grateful for them, man. They're the ones that introduced me to like health insurance. I learned a lot of things from them that I applied to my business when I started, and like it helped me get to where I am, right? But for some reason, there's something I didn't like about selling private health insurance, and I was actually going to quit insurance. Thank God I didn't. But I was actually going to quit insurance, but I was like, you know what? Let me get to open enrollment. I'm going to get to open enrollment, then let me at least try that. Not even cash out. I'm like, let me try the period that everybody says is so good before I quit this, right? But even during that time, I was already looking for other things to do, to be honest with you. I was applying other jobs. Like I was trying to do different things. Yeah. Open enrollment comes around and I see like, oh my God, there is a lot of money here. Yeah. A lot of money here. I learned more about like the Affordable Care Act and Obamacare, right? And then my partner, Jeff, I knew he had something with like his sister on the side and things like that. I hit him up directly. He kind of gave me like the ropes on how to get contracted correctly and everything and all that. And by December, I told my cousin, the one that originally always started businesses with, he was working for somebody else for a while already.
Met, right?
Yeah, the one that went to Hawaii. Yeah. Correct. So he wasn't into any insurance at all, right? And I remember when I got the contracts at Jeff's house, I go to the bathroom and I call my cousin. I'm like, I got it, bro. I'm telling you, I found our actual gold mine for the first time. I literally got it. He probably thought I was crazy because we had tried a bunch of different things before. And, you know, everything didn't pan out. He's like, there's another one. But I was like, no, bro, I got this. So then mid-December, we did like 2 weeks of him like basically that we split the work up, that I was doing all the prospecting and all the appointment setting and just trying to get all the leads to actually
This already
talk to
you
us.
shot and did this independently, right?
So in a way, I had actually made him I had him
So
contracted.
he started the business. For
Yeah,
you
and then I was still working at Usha, right?
I remember this actually.
Yeah. So then, basically, by the first 2 weeks, we killed it. Like we killed it. So he quit his other job by January 1st. Like literally 2 weeks in, he just wanted to see that it worked before he quit his job.
Because he
quit his job January
I would
1st.
imagine,
Yeah, he quit his job right away. And then, man, we went really hard by us two by ourselves from like January all the way to, I want to say like April, right? Obviously, Jeff, that's like one of my best friends now. And like, I would talk to him this whole period about everything we were doing. I even came to your office actually. That's how we met. Yeah, at that time. And around like April, May, we started talking, me and him, and I'm like, look, I see I can blow this up a lot bigger, but I know I need a capital, right, to really blow this up to where I want to blow it up. So I told him, I'm like, look, we'll start for fresh. Like me and my cousin will give up the agency that we already started. We'll restart a new agency completely, and you just invest the money, and me and him will do all the work. And man, it was like the best thing I ever did.
100% is you have proven concept. So
correct.
So before you break that down a little bit more, I was gonna ask that at the end, but I need to ask.
Tell me.
All the failed ventures, because some of them were legit ventures, like a concrete company.
Yeah, for sure.
These aren't like, you're trying to flip phones or paint houses on the side. Like you were busy. What was the common denominator as to why you failed in those ventures? If you have one, is there a common denominator?
So besides the concrete one, to be honest with you, I just think I never stuck to anything long enough. The concrete one, I just realized that it was a really hard business after a long time. There was a lot of overhead, and the market from Colombia over here wasn't there.
You're making money in pesos over there, no?
Correct. It was just too hard. Other than that, before, I just never stuck to something long enough. I think anything I would have tried, to be honest, if I would have stuck to it long enough, it would have eventually made me a lot of money. But I will tell you something that it made this business of insurance very clear, right? It's like when they tell you in real estate that you got to look at 100 houses before you find the winner of one house. So like, that's the way I kind of look at like my failed businesses. In a way, when I got into insurance, man, it was really good money up front, residual money, and there's no product or like really overhead that you have, right?
Oh, it's the best business
so
ever.
To me, it was such a green light. I'm like, oh my God, if you can't make money here, like you're done.
Insurance is tailor-made for people like you. When I saw I felt the same exact way.
Correct. Because it's all about sales.
Did your cousin believe you?
At the beginning, he did it. But then obviously like within like a week or two that he saw the proof, of course.
So my kids, my wife, Stephanie, she was even my wife back then. She was over my ideas. Like, bro, she would shoot everything I came up with down. And when I explained insurance to her, and she went to like a little event with me, and she like saw how insurance works, she was like, that's when I knew I was onto something. Because she was like, I think you're onto something. This actually is a good idea.
Yeah.
And I was like, bro, if you think it's good, I made it, because she thought everything was done. And I agree. I think most people fail because I think you don't have the right expectation of what it takes to build that business. And by expectation, I don't even mean the hard work, because people are down to work hard. Think what it's going to take outside of just hard work, because that feels like the barrier of entry to anything is hard work.
Yeah,
money. It's so underrated. I talk about this so much. Like every business venture I ever tried, I just ran out of money. And in my perfect plan, I thought I wouldn't need that much money to do it. And it turns out that there's 1,000 variables that come at you that you don't even see that you got to spend money on.
So exactly, like Jeff, the original investment he wanted to make was 10% of what he ended up making. But he saw the success, so he didn't care about putting more money. But it required a lot more money to get to the point than we ever thought.
I have, I guess, 3 companies really, the main like workhorses. The first one's insurance. I built that one on. The other 2, I am more like Jeff's role, Yeah. Like I'm actively involved, but I don't really do the work.
Yeah.
Bro, I spent, I don't know, 90% more. I don't know what his number was, but my number was in the 6 figures for one of them, and I spent almost 3 times as much to get it open.
Yeah, no, his was in the 6
figures. And it was a good business. It was a good business to start, and I do not regret any of them. And I also didn't know that there's a chance that it'd be more. So I was already in a position, but if I wouldn't have more money I would have lost the business. I would have just ran out of money.
Correct.
And then I just got to take, the $100,000 loss, call it a day.
Correct. We were never at the point that we would have lost the business, but we definitely wouldn't have grown as fast as we did. 100%. 100%.
Then, I think that's the same in everything. All right, cool. So you start selling insurance with your cousin, ACA mostly now.
Yeah. Well, that's what we focus on from the beginning.
That's still what you focus on today.
Yeah. We're adding now Medicare.
Medicare, yeah.
But our bread and butter has been ACA.
You're talking about, over 6 figures a month that you built
ACA.
ACA.
ACA, and we also do a lot of dental and vision sales.
Cross-selling and shit like that.
Yeah.
ACA is like your lead gen and all that stuff is on ACA.
Correct. All that's in ACA.
You get somebody to invest in, which is probably the best investor because he's in the business.
Correct.
Let's talk about that because I'm afraid of investors. And I wouldn't call your relationship with Jeff an investor. I'd be more like a partner that
for sure.
That his part in the business is the money part, maybe. But
yeah.
But actual investors, that's another thing I hear a lot. Guys coming like, I have people that want to invest into the business that don't do insurance. And I'll tell you my opinion. I want you have more experience, obviously, because you actually have an investor, even though I wouldn't call him that. But I've always been concerned of taking money from the outside unless it's something that somebody here that you and me want to go have or something like that. And even then, it has to be like a really like...
Yeah, when we first met, that's the first thing you told me, I remember.
I don't like partnerships. I've had a really hard time when there's a lot of money involved. And partnerships go to shit, not in the beginning, but when money starts coming in.
Okay.
In the beginning, you're broke. We're like in this together. But especially the word investor, because partnership and investor is different. The word investor is, I got to do all the work, you put the money, and not only do I have to do all the work, which is a fair trade-off, but I'm also accountable for your money.
Yeah.
And the biggest thing I got from what you said earlier that I know we have in common is you don't like being told what to do.
No.
Which is why you didn't want to have a job. You wanted more. And part of it is you want freedom. I don't even think I love money. I say it all the time. I like doing whatever the fuck I want. 100%. I want to do whatever I want. That's, for me, that is power. And that's what I'm after.
Me too.
And that's always been like, bro, I have people legit, like people asking me to invest in my business, which I'm like, now you want me. When I was starting, nobody wanted to invest shit, by the way. I didn't have a job. I wish. But everything happens for a reason. What are your thoughts on that type of investment deal for maybe somebody who like is good at sales and thinks, well, my uncle has $100,000 that he could give me, and
it's a little different.
A business. Yeah.
It's definitely a little different. So like with Jeff, it was completely different because one, he was in the business,
right?
So he knows what to expect and like what it takes to build an insurance business, right? He also saw the numbers that we're already doing, so it was a very comfortable investment. Yeah. And he knew like from the beginning where I met him. That's why reputation matters a lot in anything you do in life. You got to do everything, no matter how little you think it is, to the best of your ability, because you never know where the opportunity is going to come from.
100%.
So from the time that he saw me at Usha, right, to how dedicated I was to when I started my own stuff and kept going, he was comfortable enough investing into me, and we had built a relationship that quick. And honestly, like the trust was. To me, like, I don't even know why he trusted me so much. Like, I'm a good ass person, right? I'll never, like fuck anybody over, right? I'm sorry if I'm supposed to curse here, my bad.
Curse.
Okay, cool. So, but at the end of the day, he did.
How does he know that? Yeah.
How does he know that, right? Yeah. But he did trust me a lot. And honestly, he went from being an investor only to when he saw that we were actually blowing more up. Man, he's actually become a partner. Like he does a lot of work now. He's
active.
He's active. He's not an investor that just
He's not a silent investor. Yeah.
At all. He's very active in the company now, and it's worked out because of that. I've had him like for the concrete company, right? I had an investor, but it was more I got pushed into it, so it's not really my fault. I didn't look for him. Right. It was my friend's dad, right? That he wants to start the concrete company. He has like he's pretty successful here in Miami with like nurseries and things like that. He saw an opportunity. He went to Colombia for like a trip. He saw an opportunity for like concrete pots or whatever. He like pushed me into it, like pushed me into it hard, and whatever. Let's go get it, right? Yeah. End of the day though, like man, I was putting all the work. He wasn't like reception. Like he was very tough on everything. Like man, like there was a lot of negative conversations, right? I compare that with Jeff, and I've never had an argument with him.
I think that's the difference between an investor because I think you lived it the first time.
Correct. That's not involved in the business.
Yeah, he was, and you're accountable for his money. I'm assuming they had a conversation. Hey, we're not making the money we're supposed to make.
Correct.
And you're still getting paid or whatever. Yeah. What's my money? Who's gonna? Yeah. I'm taking all the risk. And I was like, hold on, you wanted me to do this in the first place.
But I'll tell you this: with him, it was like I did take a lot of the risk too, because I wasn't barely making any money. So I was like, man, you're putting the money, but what about my time?
Yeah.
Like I'm putting in
100%.
I'm putting in time without asking for any compensation.
Just the discomfort of having the conversation was always scared me.
Sure. And it creates friction in the business. You can't operate the same.
Jeff's the perfect person to invest into your dynamic of a business. Because everything you said, but he's also the trusting part for sure. But he's very
optimistic.
Way too optimistic. I was gonna say understanding. That's not the word I'm looking for. This is a compliment, Jeff. So I ain't talking shit. I'm trying to give you a compliment. I'm just trying to find the right word. he's very, he has vision. And I think vision
Yeah.
is a very underrated like trait that people have. So he can see things through. So while somebody who's just money first is going to be like, hey, I said I was going to invest 100 grand and you ran through that shit and we haven't gotten a return. You'd be like, hey, I haven't gotten the return I think I have, but I see what you're doing. Here's another 100.
Yeah.
You know, risky. Some might even say like if he had like a financial advisor, probably stupid.
Yeah.
But but for every great thing is born out of something stupid. If you really think about it, like all the things you've told me to this moment are the illogical choice to make.
100%.
You know, you don't get to this point
From the outside in, it looks crazy.
And by the way,
right?
I make illogical choices every day, and I think you probably do too. Like a lot of the things, like you know, you're pivoting into Medicare. I want you to tell me a few about that. But it's like, is that really the logical thing to do? To us, it is. But like, if you're somebody that would tell you just focus on one thing and keep up, get it to 100 million, and then you pivot.
Yeah.
And it's like, okay, but it's not black or white. But all right, so dynamic works out for you guys. You haven't had any trouble. How big's your team now? Like,
so we have about 7-8 sales agents on the closing part. And then I have a prospecting team, right? During open enrollment, I bring it up. Outside of open enrollment, right now I brought it down to like 3 prospectors.
Got it.
Which basically their job is for the leads that come in. Yeah. I have an automated system where like I develop like different text messages, and we do most of our prospecting to text.
Okay.
So basically like they just manage all the leads that come in. We generate our own leads. We started buying leads at the beginning, but we went away from that pretty quickly.
We're completely
and now
there.
we generate all our own leads through like Meta and TikTok, right? So they take care of basically just nurturing the client that comes in, getting them ready for an appointment, setting the appointment up for my closers to come in and close a sale.
And like fronters, I mean, that's the way people call them in this space, at least. Okay.
And then I think I have like 2-3 administrative people overseas, and everyone's overseas except for my closers here in the US.
If you had to give me, so you mentioned a few keys there, but a couple of like important moves that you've made to have allowed you to get there. So I know the lead gen piece is an important one.
Yeah.
But if you can maybe give me another one, if you have another one, and kind of elaborate on why it was so important.
Correct. So I think separating the prospecting from the closing team, I think that has been one of the biggest factors of like how I've been able to grow, right? Because a lot of, and it's good, it works for like however you want to do it, right? But a lot of like agencies, what they do is the same closer is prospecting their own leads, which works, but first it burns out the person. It's not as efficient. Yeah. It's not as efficient. Like it's the McDonald's strategy, right? Do one task, you get better at one task and just repeat that one task. And then also not being afraid to like, on my closers, I've been a little more lenient because it was like the beginning team, but like now I'm gonna actually like starting from now, I'm gonna have set metrics that people have to meet in order to even stay on the team. Right. Because my agency is LOA, so like I'm paying for everything. They don't pay for their own leads. They don't do anything. So it's different when you're making them pay for their leads. That kind of auto polices themselves, right? You're paying for your own leads. You're not making money.
You gotta have expectations.
Yeah, do your thing. But since I'm paying for your leads, now I'm gonna have like set standards you need to meet in order to actually like stay on the team in general, right? But on the prospecting team, I've gone through like about 12 different like VAs in general to get like the cream of the crop, because I think that's been extremely key. Like the first one I ever stuck was after like going through like 7 different ones. Wow. And that has been huge because it's made me realize that like employees build your business at the end of the day. The people or your team, I don't want to say, because they're not employees really. Right. My team,
you can do it alone for sure.
Yeah, it really builds your business. Like one really, really good team member can make your business 10x, and one really bad team member could really ruin you. So that's the 2 main factors, like having a good system where people can come in and work, and then actually being able to get good people to work the system.
Yeah, and I think that, I mean, today's Wednesday, no? So it's Wednesday. Yeah. 1 o'clock in the afternoon, and I'm assuming business is running for you right now.
Yeah.
I think that's the part that I want to cover next, because you get to come and do a podcast in the middle of the day, which is going to help you grow in other areas that will allow your business to grow as a whole. But you had to reinvest all the money, because at $100K a month ish, I know it's growing, so it's probably more by now. It's good money, but you have overhead, right? You start investing, and it's residual. So, and what I want to get at, because I faced the same exact thing when I built a team, similar-ish operation. You guys are far more advanced on the like automations and tags and prospecting that I was, but I got to more than 6 figures a month in residual income, and I had a choice to make. Do I just sit on the cash, or do I keep growing the business?
Correct.
And honestly, it wasn't really a choice to me. my dreams came true. I mean, I got money to fucking invest now, which is what I've always wanted. But a lot of people will keep the money. You know, almost like a lot of people wouldn't quit a job that made $42,000 in a month.
Correct.
And if you don't reinvest this money, you don't get to come here today and do this, which is things that actually help your business grow, you know? So how important is the aspect of reinvesting, and how painful, if painful at all for you, is it to take that money and put it back in?
It's everything, like everything. Like I keep my salary pretty low,
I was
to be
about to
honest
tell
with
you
you.
that because you told me last time.
Yeah, I don't take much money out of the business.
Yeah.
And it's okay. Like I'm happy right now. I'm the happiest I've been in my life. Like it's enough to cover my expenses. I live good, and the money that I have is to grow my business, which is like you said, what I always wanted, right?
Yeah.
So for me, it's not even like a question. It's just something that I gotta do, and I'm super happy doing it, to be honest with you. And at the end of the day, like I know that's what's required to grow. Yeah, can I put my money in my pocket right now? That's fine, but that's nothing compared to the money I can make and the lives I can impact. Because right now I'm having 7 people like that I'm building. So I pay my agents residual too, right? So they're building a book under me as well. That little by little, they're gonna build a good fortune for themselves as well, right? That year over year, they keep making more and more money. So it's cool for me because I can see how much I'm impacting other people's lives. That, man, it's something that I never really like thought of when I was starting business, to be honest. I always did it for the money. I'm not gonna lie. That's why I did it for. But this is actually pretty cool that I've actually been able to make other people money. And a quote that like one of my friends that he has like a 8-figure business in like selling he does like basketball camps. We have a bunch. He told me this: if you want to become a millionaire, make a bunch of people 100,000 or more a year. If you want to become a billionaire, make millionaires. And that always stuck to me.
I tracked that. It ain't that many yet, but it's more than one. And I tracked the same thing because it wasn't framed to me in that same way that your friend did. But my favorite part about the industry today, bro, I have a Medicare project that's going to be humongous that's happening right now. I know you do too.
Yeah.
You know, people come and go. We do business together in some areas, not in others. That's part of the business. That doesn't even, bro, honestly, like it doesn't bother me. What I love now is what we're teaching people from like a character trait standpoint, because anybody that works in this industry under a good leadership, and you guys have good leadership, is going to be a better person even if they don't stick in the industry. They're going to grow. Because look, you said it, the first company you worked at, you were only there probably a few months, but you grew as an individual from being there. That's because it was a place where the culture was good. It might not have been the best business opportunity for you, but the culture was good, and I'm familiar with the office.
Yeah.
So we get to do that. And two, the people that do start kind of cracking this wide open, bro, it's fucking fire, because you came up with a silly idea at one point and now people are providing. I did the math the other day on how many people live. Like I did like all the full-time agents and the employees I have abroad. That's a lot of them too. And bro, it's hundreds of people awesome. I know make a living. I don't know, they ain't rich, all of them. Most of them are probably not. But they make a living, that pay their rent at their house, because I got my license 5-6 years ago. And bro, it's like a weird feeling to have, because you're like, oh shit, I didn't even think about it like that. It's the best part about this industry, dude. On that topic, let's talk about leadership a little bit, because I've seen you, awesome. Your videos. No, it's and you're dealing with, I mean, I don't know if you ever thought about that, but you just gave me probably 15 people that I know live off of what you do.
Yeah, and if my overseas employees, I pay them really well.
I love that.
For what they can make over there. That man, their lives have changed.
I hate people that skimp because it's overseas. That bothers me.
No, man, there's no point of doing that. You're already saving on money overseas. One, I think it attracts the wrong talent. If you want like really, really good employees anywhere, right? You need to pay them well, and you need to keep them motivated. I believe that the customer is very important, but your team is more important than your customers.
1,000%.
You want happy customers? Have a happy team and employees. This
is my favorite podcast ever, because we have all the one-liners. My clients, the same thing with you, are not the clients. They're the agents. The agents' clients are the clients. So you keep your clients happy, they keep their clients happy, and everybody's happy.
That's it.
It's that simple.
That's it.
I've worked at places, or I've never worked at places like that, but I've heard of places that the uplines are kind of like bad-mouthing the downlines, and kind of like, I'm like, bro, why the F will you do that?
Yeah.
You need them. You know, like if they're not there, then you got to do this, and you ain't getting to 100K by yourself that quick.
Correct.
So leadership, which is a topic I want to cover, and hiring, because I think that's one of your strongest skills, that just by the time I've known you. How important is leadership? What are the character traits of a good leader? And how has your development been? Because all the roles you told me, a lot of them were sales, they were never leadership, and now you're leading a team.
So that's actually something that is pretty new to me, to be honest. I've always been like a killer on my own. Right. So I've always been I work hard, I know how to make my money, and that's it. Even when, like, say in Carnival, they always want to become like a team leader. I always rejected that. I never wanted to lead anybody.
You're a producer.
I just wanted to make money. Yeah. So when I started this, that's one of the things I realized. I'm like, man, and it was actually tough at the beginning for me.
Imagine.
Because I'm such like, I want to work, right? That I had to learn how to delegate correctly, because people love to throw around the word delegate, but they don't know how to delegate, right? But at the beginning, I even felt kind of like lazy in a way, because I was doing less work.
I felt fucked up,
But I was like, man, but it's working. Like, it was weird. It was working. Like, so like the results are speaking for themselves. And then I kind of realized more and more that, no, it is actually, that is the work to become a better leader, to figure out how to put people in a position to succeed, right? So to be honest with you, man, I'm learning how to be a leader.
Yeah.
Like, it's something that I'm pretty new at. One thing is, like, being accountable for, don't try to blame everything on them, right? Be accountable to what resources you've given them to actually be successful. Set the correct expectations, right? And work to give them the resources, like, and the tools for them to actually succeed, not just blame it on them without seeing how you are fault of like not having them succeed. So I think those are the things I've learned so far. But again, I'm a baby.
I think that's the core of it. I mean, and again, I always speak with a grain of salt, because I was in leadership roles young. I got promoted and I actually took the promotion. Okay. I'm telling you, I'm not a money guy at all. Yeah. Money is a byproduct. Like, I'm a true testament that money is a byproduct of like wanting to grow, because I'm more of a control freak in the sense that, like, I want to be in control, but I don't even tell people what to do, which is the craziest thing. Is I want to know that I can tell people what to do, to then kind of not really tell them what to do. It's weird, but that's what his powers was driven me. I did this like what was it called? This profile thing is like an assessment that tells you your strengths, your weaknesses, and your motivators. And for my motivators, there was like economic, there was power was one of them. I can't remember the rest. Power was like off the freaking charts. Really? My economic one, like the money one, was like average. Like, it was like a bar, like below average, above. It was at average. Obviously, I like nice things, so I like spending my money, but it's comes far second. But the biggest thing that I've learned, and it's weird because I got into reading this last year. I've read 18 books this year. I'm keeping tabs on them. Wow. I probably read a couple little novels in kindergarten, and maybe like the kid ones, and one book, and not Rich Dad Poor Dad, like half of it, like 10 years ago. Because I already believed in what he was saying. So I don't need to read this.
Yeah.
And ironically enough, a lot of the stuff that I'm reading now is telling me things that I already do.
Okay.
I was actually asking ChatGPT, like, yo, how come I do this on my own? Because it's kind of weird, you know. Like I'm reading. I just finished reading today how to win friends and influence people.
Yeah,
it's great leadership book.
Dan
Carnegie.
Yeah, I'm not pronouncing the last
name. Have you read it?
But yeah. No, I haven't read it.
You should read it. It's good.
I think I've seen like you know, like little like inserts of it, but I haven't really read it.
It's a great book on how to deal with people, which I think is the key to all leadership. By the way, is dealing with my biggest strength in leadership is I know how to deal with anybody, and I don't take shit personal, like for real. And that's easier said than done. Just like reinvesting your money is.
Yeah.
But the guy's talking about like, talk about them first before you talk about you, and if you want them to do something for you, frame it in a way where like they want, dude. I had a sentence that my first manager at Sprint ever taught me. He didn't really teach it to me. He would do it with me, and I peeped him when they asked him. He told me I'd do that intentionally. Where it'll be like, if I want you to like pass me that backpack over there, I'm like, yo, can you do me a favor? And your natural reaction is you already just nodded your head at me. Can you pass me that backpack?
Yeah. And
you'll gladly go and pass me that backpack. If I just told you, yo, can you pass me that backpack over there? There's a good chance you'll be like, I don't work for this guy.
Or he might pass it to you, but like with like a little grudge inside.
And it might be in your subconscious, but then the next time I ask, that's already in the back of your mind, and then it triggers something.
Correct.
You know, so the biggest part to me in leadership is dealing with different people, but everything you said, it's exactly what it takes to lead. People don't like getting blamed for shit, even if it is their fault, because in many occasions it can be. You still got to hold people accountable, but even when you hold people accountable, there's a way to frame it. And from what you told me, you're probably doing that, where it's like, what can we do differently? Like, I'm a lot about we when I'm having tough conversations.
Yeah.
What do we need to do to make this better?
Yeah.
Not what do you need to do? No, what do we, the word we helps us a lot. So
yeah.
I think you don't need to learn that much more. You just got to develop it now. It's almost like, you know, you learn how to ride bike, and the more you ride it, the better you get at it. Eventually you ride it with no hands. But
hopefully, man.
That's the foundation.
That's the goal.
And it's weird, bro, because I asked you that question. Most money, I guarantee if I do that disc with you, your shit is on money. Probably. Nobody makes $42,000 a month in Carnival unless you really ran the shit the fuck up.
Yeah. And no, you killed myself.
It takes an insane amount of work.
Yeah.
Yeah. That means you love money, bro, because by the time I got to like a $10,000 check, I'll be like, all right, I'm chilling. You know, let me just save the deals for next month because you have a quota. And a lot of those guys don't make good leaders. They don't.
I've heard that. I've heard that before.
I've seen it firsthand. Like I promoted people. Again, that part of my life helped me a lot in this business because I learned how to deal with people. Most of the good salespeople don't make because you take a pay cut when you get promoted. In many occasions.
Yeah.
If you were selling insurance
that's why
as
I
an
didn't wanna do
individual, if you were selling insurance today as an individual producer, bro, I think you'll get to 7 figures a year, like on your own in 2-3 years.
Yeah.
And the money's yours. You don't have to reinvest it into the business.
Yeah.
You know, like I'm talking about, like, because you did that as a business, but I'm telling you that the money is yours.
Yeah.
You actually pocket the money in your pocket.
Yeah.
And you'll be there. No doubt, bro. And I think you know, I mean, you obviously know that now.
Yeah.
But instead, you took the other route. I'm assuming growth is probably was like the wanting to grow is probably what's making that okay. And I think the impact, you smiled when you said the impact on people's lives.
For sure. But that was afterwards. To be honest with you, the main reason I did it is because it's gonna sound stupid, I know, but like $1 million a year, me having to like work like 80 hours a week is not my dream. Like I wouldn't even want that.
That's what I'm saying.
So for me, it was always like, how do I build a system that can grow way past $1 million a year? And I have my time as well. You know?
Then eventually you're making that million clean for you.
Correct.
And bro, that is scalable. Because I think it goes back to the same thing. Like, yes, money is important, but I think you're at a point now, you pay yourself less because you enjoy the business more than you enjoy. It's funny because you take Sundays off. I do too. That's the only time I take off. I work 6 days a week, wire to wire.
Yeah.
I have an office. I'm in my office pretty much every day, and Saturdays, most of the time, I'm here too.
Yeah.
Sundays is my day with my son. That's the only day that I don't show up to work. But people, that's a lot of sacrifice. I hear that shit all the time. I'm like, bro, it's not a sacrifice. I enjoy it.
I like it.
Fuck. Like, I don't know what else I would rather do. Like, we go sometimes to like, you know, the few times that I do travel, and it's like, I would rather be at work. I don't know if that happens to you, but it sounds.
I like my traveling. I'm not gonna lie. I do.
You see, I promise you, you're gonna hit that point, and you're gonna think about me.
Okay.
Because it's gonna get to a point where it's like I could travel next year. And don't get me wrong, I like life experiences. But for example, I went or you start doing what I do, which you could steal it. I found a marketing conference to go to in Dubai.
Oh yeah.
I've always wanted to go to Dubai.
I've been thinking of doing conferences actually.
So those are, I mean, you should
it's
go
like
to
a trip. It's like a trip with some.
You get an excuse, right? 100%. So the conference is 2 days. You go for 5 days. Okay.
Yeah.
I had done this year when we went to Hawaii. We spent 3 days there.
Yeah.
You know, that's not really work, even though it is work. So shit like that. But you're still talking about business in some way, shape, or form because my extracurricular activities are business.
Yeah.
You know, and that's kind of where I come from when I say, because bro, I want to go to Europe. Like I have places I want to visit, and I don't know if I'll go to a marketing conference in every single country I want to go to. But my extracurricular activities today have to do with work.
Yeah.
You know, like my friend, it's kind of sad. I'm talking about, bro, my friends, you met them here today. I don't have any friends. My like outer circle of friends, Jeff is one of them.
Yeah.
Like if I had to go on a double date with somebody today,
you wouldn't know who to call.
Bro, Jeff, Alex, which I see every single day, like I don't have that many friends that I would go with. And I don't feel ashamed of it because my whole point I'm trying to make is when you love what you do for real, you literally don't care. Like it doesn't become a sacrifice. And I think it's a beautiful,
Sure.
I think you're there already from the standpoint of like, it's not a sacrificial work a lot.
Yeah. Like I make less money in my pocket now than I ever did at my W-2 job, but I'm happier.
You're worth more.
Oh, for sure. That's not even a question.
You're worth more financially and honestly, like whatever it's not financial, whatever other thing you want to, I don't want to say spiritually, but like as a human being, like from a knowledge standpoint, you're
and I'm actually providing to other humans 100%, as well, which is huge.
And bro, you build an army of people that follow because you looked out for them, not because you brainwashed them.
Correct.
And bro, you're unstoppable.
Yeah.
I'm gonna ask you a question because I thought about this question today and I was gonna ask it. I'm trying to come up with like a leadership, like it's funny. That's why I'm asking these questions too, because you're helping me come up with like the structure for a lot of the leaders in their business that want to take it to another level and share, humbly what I've been able to learn. If you knew that you wouldn't fail, what would you do? What business would you be doing? If you knew there was no, like all the stars align.
If I could do any business in the world,
yeah,
I think it would do something with sports. I love sports.
Okay.
So like something maybe where I'm training kids on sports, or maybe like with like a sports agency in a way, something to do with sports. If I knew
you love sports, but you're not training kids. Because what I'm trying to get out of this is there's a principle there, because there's always like a deeper layer to why you want to do things, right? Sports are fun. Training kids, I don't find that fun, but you do. You have a love for that, yeah.
I love kids, to be honest.
Okay.
No, and like training them in a sport, obviously, right? So like maybe running a basketball league, running any type of like fitness development center for them, something like that. Where if you're asking me if I could do it now, where I wouldn't fail, but also would be like scalable, right? Because to me that's super important in business.
Of course, yeah.
Yeah. That's honestly why I love insurance. Going back to insurance real quick, because it's so scalable. So, like,
do you think
it's crazy.
That what you love about it is that you get to help others with what you enjoy? Is that a fair assessment?
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah, and so you think you made this perfect. It's gonna work when I do it in real life. Well, this is real life on this leadership thing I want to do. It's exactly what you're doing now in insurance, which is why you love it so much.
Yeah,
you're helping others doing something that you like. Well, not that you love, but you learn to love it, because I think the concept, the foundation of what you actually wanted to do, because you could have said, I want to be an athlete. You could have told me, I want to compete in CrossFit. I want to play in the NFL. Like, there could have been things within sports. I want to be a sports agent. Heard a lot of people that want to do that. You love negotiating.
Oh no! If I could do one thing that I'll trade anything for, is to be an MBA. That's
but like when it comes to like within reason, within reason. But you wouldn't fail. So your mind went to a place of serving.
Yeah.
And I'm not trying to sound like a preacher, but I went to a place of serving. I want to help others be healthy, or kids get trained up
for sure
through the vehicle that you love, right? Which is sports.
Sure. Well, I'll tell you this. Like, one of my main reasons to make money, and like it's always been the back of my mind, is to help people with the money, because I think money gives you power. So like
100%.
Like, it's not just for me to be like a dickhead and just go around traveling the world and partying. Like, that's not it.
It's a byproduct.
Part of me wants like to do that. Of course, like, who doesn't, right? But a big part is actually like if we're talking about like specific things, going back to like, I'm from Colombia, so going back to Colombia and helping out a lot of the poor people that don't have the same resources that I have.
That's amazing.
And that's always been like one of my biggest motivators to make a lot of money.
So, and I think you want to make an impact in the world.
For sure.
And bro, you are, I mean, and I keep saying this, like, if I'm trying to sell you on the industry that you're already sold on, but that's what's made me, now that I understand the industry at more of a macro level, rather than micro level, where it's like survival of the fittest and you're just out here trying to figure shit out so you could pay your bills.
Yeah.
Is I realized through all the companies that I've tried to get into, all the other businesses I've looked at, the ones that I have gotten into, that everything I've ever wanted is in insurance. And it sounds crazy, but I went full circle, because I was annoyed of insurance for a little bit, because you kind of get fed up. I got fed up after a while. I'm like, this is so like... You
left insurance? Or
I never left it. No.
Got you. You were fed up with it.
Yeah, I was kind of
as you were doing it, but as a producer.
And even as an owner.
Okay.
I got to a point I was making no money. I want to diversify. Like, that was my first thing.
I remember that.
Diversify.
You told me about that.
That's fucking stupid. Because I understood that I just hit a little bit of a wall, because I hit my ceiling. What I saw was my ceiling. I got there, and then it was harder to kind of get past it. But everything that I've ever wanted to do is in this industry. And I think the position you're in is very similar, because you want to help others. One, this is the vehicle to make the money to do that, for sure.
Yeah.
And two, you're doing it as you go, which is a beautiful thing.
It's a double whammy.
Oh, it's the best feeling ever.
For sure.
Bro, when I see somebody get a new apartment, like, the stupid shit. You know, I say when this industry really makes a difference, I don't know your financial situation growing up, but I never had anything on auto pay my whole life. Even when I was making six figures in corporate America, still live check to check.
Yeah.
Like, I'm not a saver. Like, you know how you saved $100,000? Bro, I said this yesterday.
I only saved that because I ended up making a lot of money. I'm really bad at that.
Good for you. To be honest with you. But bro, I never had more than $20,000 to my name making six figures ever. I remember thinking, if I ever have 20 grand to my name, bro, like, I made it. Like, I could live with that in the bank, and then like, that was my and this is still me wanting to have a lot of money. But like, my number was that I just need to have 20 grand, so I know I could pay my bills for a couple months and not be on this mission.
Yeah.
And when I see people put their stuff on auto pay, because when I put my shit on auto pay, that's when I was like, yo, there's over a moment that I'm like, I made it. within reasoning was when I put all my shit on auto pay. Bro, to me, that was such a big impact. And bro, I talk about that to my team, and bro, they all crack up. Because I know half of them got their shit on auto pay. And a few of them already put it on auto pay when they never did. And they're like, bro, you're so right. You know?
It feels good.
And it's little things like that keep me going when I have a rough day, or when, like, you know, the world's falling apart, or when fucking we don't get medical releases on time. And bro, like, it's because, bro, I'm a part-time therapist and a part-time fireman.
Okay.
Putting out fires.
I help people out.
And fucking dealing with people's problems.
Yeah.
You know, hey, you're going to be all right, bro. You know, it's okay. I promise. And, but that's what keeps me going, is all the positive shit. For the sake of time, there's your best skill that I haven't talked about, and this is very valuable, because you've taught me shit. Believe it or not, I try to learn from everybody, and there's two things I learned from you. One, you told me that I need to have a developer in-house to help me with, like, all the automation. You're like, you're losing money if you don't have that.
Yeah.
We got one. Thank you. Like, you said that, bro. I'm like, bro, I call me, y'all gotta hire somebody. Like, yo, this kid is right. And why is he telling me that? Was so bad. Like, not in a hating way, but in like, because sometimes you get ideas and they're so obvious and they're like, solve a lot of my problems.
And it's so inexpensive nowadays to get
100%. No, so within reach. Yeah, so within reach to do it.
All right there.
I think that's one. But what I really learned from you is like what you said earlier about the VAs that you've told me on one off before is like I'll go through them quick. And I wouldn't even go as far as saying that I've learned, because honestly I'm not good at it still. But if you pointed that out and I've become aware, can you talk about what you look for? Like, I don't know if you have a framework or if this feels natural to you when you're hiring people and how quick do you realize that they suck and you got to move on? Like kind of like the hiring and firing process that you go through.
So for the hiring, to be honest, I don't really have too much of a process. Okay. So far I interview them or I get a referral from somebody and I just give them the chance. Like I just literally give them the chance, because to me, to me it's unless like I can clearly tell they're just not for it, then I won't do it. But most of the time I'm going to give them a chance, right? And then the main thing is quickly figuring out if they're going to work or not, right? And I think it's sometimes a gut feeling.
I was going to tell you, because
like
what's quickly mean?
It's such a gut feeling. Like, let's say for the developer that we're talking about, I went through one actually. The second one that I got has been really good so far. But the first one, I'm not gonna lie, within like the first like week or two, I had a gut feeling that this one wasn't it, right? But I let myself go against my gut feeling. I kind of like, it was the first time I was hiring a developer, so I wasn't sure what I was looking for. And it took me about like 2 months to finally be like, no, that's it, bro. I'm getting somebody else. Okay. I'm pretty like, when I hire somebody new, since like I've told you, like most of my business kind of does run itself a bit because of the systems that I built. I'm able to like really spend time on like whatever is needed at the business at the time, right? I'm still small. I'm not like you that you have so many things. So I can like kind of hyper focus on different little things for certain times, right? So when I hire somebody new, I'm pretty on top of them and like working with them pretty one-on-one, right? So I'm able to tell exactly like how good they are, how fast they work and things like that. So I guess that's why it's easier for me to have that gut feeling. I've thought about having to develop like different like strategies to hire and fire. That's why I was telling you, let's say for the closers, what I'm going to do is just have certain metrics. Like basically just make it a numbers game to make it a little less.
Is it hard for you to fire them? Like, do you have a hard time?
I'm not going to lie. No, it's not.
I think that's what you have that I lack.
I got that from when I was young. So like from the failed businesses that I've had, I had to go through that before, like early. I remember I fired my first person ever when I was like 20, I even went to her house and like told her you're done, and she almost cried in front of my face, give me a chance, but I was like, no, like I know you're bad for my business, so I just fired her. And it does at the beginning, it does kind of like put you like in a weird spot, but this is the way that I frame it into myself.
Yeah, please, because that's what I'm trying to.
That it makes it easy for me, right? So it's like I don't look at it as, oh man, I'm taking away this opportunity from this person. Nah, I look at it as like, if I keep her, I'm taking away the opportunity from somebody that actually deserves it and is going to have a winning relationship with me. Because for every person that I fired, I'm hiring somebody else. Right. So I'm like, I'm replacing that income. It's not like I'm just like trying to like get away from it and that's it. And then this person ends up actually like being good for the company. We have a great relationship and I impacted their life just as much. And to me, they didn't have a job before, maybe they weren't making as much money or happy, so I was still able to impact their life.
100%. Yeah.
So that's kind of the way I look at it. And for them, if you don't fire them when they're doing stuff, like they're doing things that are not like, they know, like a person knows, right? Like if they're lazy, if they're not doing the correct things and all that. So if you don't fire them and you keep them on, you're actually doing them a disservice at the end of the day as a human being, because they're not going to grow. Yep. Maybe me firing them, I don't really keep up with them after, to be honest with you, but maybe me firing them like sparked something in them that maybe made them better at their next job or whatever 100%. It is.
Yeah, I love the way you frame it. And I think something you said is the gut feeling. Have you ever ignored that gut feeling?
I have, but then it ends up always biting me in the ass, and then I have to just do it anyways. It just prolongs it, but I end up going through with it end of the day. That's why I want to try to be more on the gut feeling, like let's just do it.
So my business coach, I should implement, I need to implement more of the things that I learned, because it's, that's the thing with learning too much, right? You don't implement all your shit, but don't ignore the signs. The signs are always there.
Yeah.
And bro, that shit could not be more accurate. I am yet to let go of a person that the next day I felt bad about it.
That's good.
Not once. I've never had to let go of somebody that, because it's always been performance based, and we've had to do a couple ourselves. And to make it even a step further, because I did stress having to let them go. You know, it's not naturally good to me. I fired people all my life in corporate America, but it was so easy because I just got to blame it on somebody else.
Yeah.
I was spoiled almost. I'll be like, bro, it came down from corporate, here's your termination letter.
Yeah,
I'm
yeah,
just a
yeah,
messenger. My bad. I'm sorry, nothing I could do.
Yeah, yeah.
When it got
that
to
makes
a
it
point
easier.
that now I'm the owner, now I'm like, I signed your check and now I'm not gonna pay you anymore. Bye. It's a lot harder. But what really has made, I guess, made me a little bit better at it, because I'm still not good enough at it, is every single person that I've let go that had it coming for far, they milked it because they had way too long that they should have been gone, and we've known for probably months, and most of them, they're like, okay, thanks. Like, none of them cried or told me like,
Really?
no, dude, because people know. To your point,
Yeah.
you know, people know, and this is why God bless my wife, because she's more on the like, hey, like, business is business, and like every week that you
No
pay out a
emotions.
person, like, you're taking money away from your company, which takes money away from a lot of people that depend on this company,
Correct.
including her. And I think that's what she means. She just words it in a way. She words it in a way that it gets to me, right? Because she knows I love people. But yeah, I'm kind of. They don't care, and it's been that's the mind-boggling part to me. I've let go of people, and they literally, like, it's all good. They still like my stuff. They talk to me normal. They'll text me once in a while. Like, really, you don't hate me? And if they only knew, and I mean, everybody I fired. I'm not talking about you specifically. But if they only knew that I consider for weeks, figure out how am I going to let this person go? Do I give them a 2-week severance or give them a month severance? Do I just tell them don't come back Monday, like,
Yeah.
tripping for no freaking reason? And they never cared.
Do you have like a set procedure you do when you fire people now, or you always just kind of like
so
it's still
so what
it
I've
works?
improved a lot is the hiring.
Okay.
So because I hate firing, so I'm like, well, let me get better at the part that I can control more, which is hiring.
Yeah.
I did positional agreements for every position that we have, like detailed positional agreements. Like my front desk receptionist, her positional agreement states that if a Uber Eats comes in, she needs to get the Uber Eats and figure out who it's for.
Yeah.
Because common
really
sense
good.
is now so common. I learned this through not having a positional agreement, once upon a time.
Yeah.
So I've done that. I do more than one interview, like, because ultimately it's my decision.
Okay.
So now I have the team better. I lean a lot on my team, on like the leadership team in my office, the ones that work with me on staff, because they're also less emotionally invested into people than I am.
Okay.
And they, like, I'm very transparent with my team. Like, I'm talking about the leadership team on money, like how much money comes into the company, how much goes out. They know how much I make. They know how much they make. Not what each other make, but they know what we spend on payroll every week.
Yeah.
And they also have incentives based on profitability tied into their comp.
Okay.
So they're
I'm
like,
big on
yo,
that.
you're wasting fucking payroll, and these assholes are making us less profitable. So I had to do a lot of that second interview thing. I do that a lot. A lot of tough conversations too, that are like low level tough conversations, like saying no to somebody that wants me to help them with leads, things like that.
What do you mean by help them with leads? Like help, like buy them leads.
Everybody
for them?
buys, exactly. So and people go through tough spots, bro. And I always feel that when I needed a hand or something, I mean, nobody extended a hand to me, which is another thing my wife pointed out. But I wish somebody would have. So when I was in a position to do so, I've extended my hand way too much.
Yeah.
And there's other people. I still don't believe in evil, that people just generally take advantage of it. I think they genuinely want to make money, but it's not the same level of. You're setting expectations, because even if you give expectations, it's hard, right? It's not your money. You're not gonna work it as hard. So I don't have those conversations anymore, because I'm a sucker, and I'll say yes, even though I know it's the wrong thing for the business. So that's the task I delegated to somebody who knows how much money we have, what we can and cannot do, and we help some people when it's the right setup to help them.
But it's the people that deserve it. Like that's the main part. I'm
which
down
is
to
also
help,
subjective,
but only if you're
right?
showing
I'm
that
big.
you
I'm big.
deserve it.
I try to be a lot of objectivity. Like, I'm big, which I think is one of the reasons why I get along with everybody. Bro, if I would never think anything anybody does to me is fucked up if I can directly correlate it to something that's evil. Like if you steal from me, okay, you're a dick.
Yeah.
But if you perfect example. You guys have better contracts for Medicare. I will be that ass. I mean, we've talked about it when me and Jeff had this conversation. I was very like, bro, I need to take your business worse. Like, he called me like, hey, bro, I found a better spot. I was like, no, you do not even have to run this by me like that, bro. That is not, and he will vouch for this. That's not this conversation.
Of course.
I need you to do what's best for you, bro, because at the end of the day, people outgrow people. Who the fuck am I to be like, nah, bro, I met you first. It doesn't work like that.
Especially not in this game.
But people don't do it like that. A lot of people will be like, coño, I did this, I put that person on, and Jeff does everything on his own. He's the least person I'll ever be able to do that with, because other than give him a contract, I generally haven't really done that much for him. Jeff's like the ideal person for this business. He's a fucking monster.
Yeah.
But with people that have done things for it, I take it personal. They all grew it. They believe their business is better served somewhere else. Who the fuck am I to tell them otherwise? So I'm big on objectivity. So no, I don't go by deserving so much, even though I know my team does to a certain extent. I mean, we do look at activity. What activity have you put in? What's your track record? I think it's more of like, bro, 90% of the time is a no. Or it's a match. Or match on leads. Well, you still got to put some skin in the game.
Yeah.
I think the problem that I've struggled with very, very deeply is I know I can help. I know I'm a phone call away from saying just turn on a campaign for them, and I'm not richer or poorer the next morning because of it. But I hurt the business while I do that, especially at a scale, because it gets out of hand. So
For sure.
I've done things like that to like delegate those type of conversations. And the way, the last thing I'll tell you, I learned this from Guillermo. I've learned so much from Guillermo in the last year and a half with these projects that, I get to spend more time with him, pick his brain, because what he's done is impressive. I focus on bringing in business. So I do the recruiting, so to speak, or the relationships. My team focuses on keeping that business. What do I mean by that? I appoint you today, right? You want to get an appointment for a life contract. I got the business. You shake my hand, boom, we're good. I brought that business in. Now you need to follow up with your contracts. I got plenty of staff that knows their job is to maintain you happy, to keep you happy, to retain that business on the books, meaning the clients, my clients being the agents. So if you call me for, hey, I need an update on my contract, I don't really have an update. Depending on who it is, sometimes I'll just be like, yeah, I'll ask Christine myself, whatever, but I send that to my team, because that's with them. Their job is to keep you guys happy. I just keep bringing in business.
Okay.
And we run it that way, and it's worked well when I started like trying to really separate it, because if not, you become a jack of all trades. I'd be the release, the everything. We're good? Yeah, we're good. I got one last question for you though, because I'm making this about me and it's not even the point.
I like it though, bro. I learned a lot.
I know. I think I love these conversations because they're very, like, both ways, very educational.
For sure.
19 years old, you started an e-cig company, right? E-cigarettes. I got that right?
Like, yeah, vapor cigarettes.
Like,
the fad was just starting around that time.
Yeah, which was the right business if you had a lot of money.
That was the key
common
thing that I
denominator
was missing.
Yeah. Money and experience, but you could pay for experience.
Yeah.
If you could go back to 19-year-old Jose, what age do you have the kid? Your kid. I say the kid.
20,
I know, I apologize.
20 pregnant, 21 he was born.
All right, so even better. At 20, while your baby's mother's pregnant, your baby's on the way, you're in a failing business, from my understanding. You did it for 3 years, give or take, right?
Correct. Yeah, it was. So I'm trying to recall this correctly. No, yeah. I was already in the business when she got pregnant. Correct.
Okay, so
yeah. It wasn't really failing at that time because we're just starting.
You don't have your life figured out.
Hell no.
Bro, I had my kid at 28, 29, and I didn't have shit figured out either. And I think every kid is, the most stressful part of having a kid is not when the kid's born, is when he's on the way, or he or she's on the way, to me. I was way more stressed before my son was born. That when he was born, I'm like, oh, this is not that bad. Life goes on. You have something to look forward to. If you go back to you about to become a dad, super young, not having your life figured out, full of ambition for sure, but for sure full of also, like, I don't know, what ifs. And you give yourself one advice, knowing what you know today, to that Jose at 20, what would you tell him?
I mean, it sounds stupid and easy, but just get into insurance.
That's fair.
Because, man, it's like, to me, when I think about like all the businesses that I've tried, this is such a green flag everywhere. It's hard to find something comparable. There's nothing. Holes. It's scalable. There's no overhead. You don't have much of like of a product to deliver. Like the carriers are doing most of the heavy lifting for you after.
Easy, yeah.
I mean, everything.
Unlimited inventory.
There's literally nothing bad about it. It just, and then another thing is get into insurance and be patient. Be patient. I guess patience would be the main thing, because when I was young, I was always trying to like become a millionaire in a year. That was like always, oh man, I'm a billionaire by 22. No, okay, now by 23 now. By 24, so.
I love that.
When I got into insurance now, I already had developed the mindset that I was like already, even before like I decided, okay, I'm going to stick to insurance. Even when I was looking for stuff, I was always thinking now in a 5 to 10 year mindset. I had let go of that mindset. I realized that I was like, man, the main thing is I need to stick to something for a long time and build an actual business, not try to hit it out of the ballpark quick.
100%. And I think you said it perfectly, because when you said get into insurance, I always said if I got into insurance at 21, 22 years old, I would have failed. Because think all the things you said. I think the character you built throughout your failures allow you to succeed in this industry.
Correct.
Because as an industry, I don't think but what you're saying, I agree 1,000,000,000%. And I would argue that without money, there's no better industry. Like if you don't have a lot of money, this is the one, because I started the show with no money. And so I don't know anything else I could have started with no money and built something substantial.
Yeah.
But even with money, I'd argue, what better industry? Unlimited, everything you said, unlimited inventory. You can market, you can sell it over the phone, you can sell across the country, you can sell to anybody, literally anybody. You know,
literally like
the care. You don't collect money from the client, you collect it from a carrier. There are multi-million-dollar institutions that are gonna pay you.
Correct.
They do the fulfillment, you don't do the fulfillment. Bro,
there's nothing better, like literally, especially if you're good at sales and like building like a team, like
everything is sales.
It's all it is. You're a sales machine.
You are selling fucking e-cigarettes.
Yeah. But then when you have to deal with rent at the mall, you have to try to deal with providers getting you the
inventory.
You need inventory. There was so much things that took away from the actual business.
You told me you sold the business, right?
Yeah.
Tell me if I'm wrong here. You sold the inventory.
Yeah, we sold
a little bit more. Yeah, but like, because even then, like, if you want to sell a business, most of the businesses that you see people sell, when you look on paper, and I don't know exactly obviously what the sale was.
It was nothing.
When you look on paper,
like $25,000.
Yeah, inventory.
Yeah,
inventory and relationships.
Yeah,
like if that's what happens to a lot of these businesses, you see people, oh yeah, but they sold it for 25 grand. I mean, yeah, because they had 25 grand tied up in inventory. They got their money back on the inventory, which you just told me was to pay back all your investors. So I think the misconception of businesses out there, like people come to me with business ideas all the time. And look, there's a bunch of super successful e-cig like brands and stores out there.
Yeah,
everything can be successful. 100%. You gotta look at who started it. A lot of these people that own these crazy businesses either have a background in that industry, like you said earlier, was a private equity investor that wants a 12% return on their money, so they just put the money down. They have a firm running that type of stuff, and it's very corporate, even if it's a smaller company.
Yeah.
And for a startup like us, bro, I would not. I looked into solar. I like solar. I think it's attractive. I think the comp plans are attractive. I think the industry's there. Like I think a lot of people have solar and wood. I do think it's a future.
Yeah.
But that is not a business that I would run every day. And I don't think there's a business that can scale like I scale insurance.
No. I mean, you could, but it's going to be tougher. This is the most scalable industry that there is.
I'll give you just the sales cycle. We haven't talked about that. You know, like the sales cycle. You talk to a client. When do you close them?
For solar, you're talking about?
For health insurance.
Oh, quick.
One call close?
Quick.
Two,
a lot of
if
them.
anything. Yeah, two, if it's a follow-up.
80% of them are one call closes.
Your calls what? An hour tops? If you made friends with them? If you made friends with them, yeah.
40 minutes if we made friends with them. Sometimes it'll be like 20 minutes. But that's obviously we prospected them before. But the actual sales cost?
A 60-minute sales cycle.
Yeah.
Prospecting, fulfillment, follow-up.
Yeah, at most.
That's insane.
And it's the only industry, well, not only industry, but it's an industry where you sell a customer one time.
You're immediately profitable.
Not only immediate profit, you have a chance. Not every single customer is going to stick with you forever, but you have a chance of making money with them for life.
Yeah.
Which is unheard of.
All right, and we do have to wrap this up. I asked my last question, but this is the last topic, I promise. Recurring versus real. I can stay here all day, don't worry. Yeah, me too. Recurring. Jeff told me we weren't going to shut up. So he was right. Recurring versus reoccurring revenue. You know, like for example, like I hear something like landscaping. That's a great business model, right?
Yeah.
One client pays you.
Yeah.
So I started looking up like, is that recurring or reoccurring? Because I didn't really understand the difference.
Okay, I never heard of the difference. Go tell me.
So recurring is ours. The client bought once, and we get paid many times over and over again. Reoccurring is the client keeps buying.
Okay, I get you.
So a landscaping, it's reoccurring revenue.
Yeah.
Because you get a client once, and they're gonna call you every 2 weeks, every month, whatever the case may be, depending on your property. But it's not that it's guaranteed forever, because I mean, just like the client isn't, but you're basically fulfilling the order every time. Mm-hmm. You don't fulfill health insurance every month to make money every month. You fulfill it once, which is the sale. So I think that's what makes it even better, because recurring is even better. Because reoccurring, you still got to fulfill every month. And fulfillment is what shit goes south in most businesses. You cut that tree sideways and they're pissed, you're done.
Correct. You know, you're fulfilled. You're getting fulfilled by billion-dollar companies. That's who's backing you up.
Without a doubt.
Like you can't get any better than that.
So best industry. So Jose, I do think we could do this for like 3 hours. Obviously, we don't have the 3 hours. I want to start doing like a part 2 with the better ones, and you're one of the ones I would invite, because I think there's 1,000 topics we could cover. But dude, you're crushing it.
I'll give you the update in about a year.
Yeah, you guys are crushing it. We might do it in 3 months at the pace you move. You guys are crushing it, and I couldn't genuinely be happier, because I remember the day you came to visit Jeff at the office, and you were full of ideas. talking really, really fast. And I was like,
You literally
like,
asked me, are you on Adderall?
yeah, and like,
Like, no.
overwhelming almost. And I move fast, but to go from ideas to execution, I think it's so hard. And obviously you've done it in a short period of time, but a long enough period of time where it's a proven concept. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And you're not a one-hit wonder. You built an actual sustainable business. So good shit, dude. Kudos
Thank
to
you,
you,
bro.
brother. And thanks
Appreciate
for
you,
coming
bro.
in.